Hey, how we doing, guys?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
So the Americans.
So
We got
good.
about 4 episodes left. I took a peek before we started. I think we have 4 episodes left in the season.
So it's like 12-ish
Yeah.
down there? Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, home stretch. We're kind of getting into it. Obviously, Chris passed the last episode.
Yeah, I thought we were coming to that. It came a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought this was going to be like an end of season kind of arc thing
Sure.
of Chris's suspicions leading to his demise.
I was willing to bet that Marcia would go before Chris went.
Okay.
That was just my read on it because he's an established actor.
Sure.
He's a famous guy. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I mean, shows do that. Game of Thrones, famously,
Yeah, Game of Thrones let us know in season 1 they'll kill
Like,
anybody.
wait, no Sean Bean?
Right. It's like the biggest Star Wars wipe them out.
Yeah, and so that was a shock. I mean, as soon as he was stabbed in the parking lot with Philip, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, there's no way out of it now.
Yeah, so
He can't just go back to work and they go back to their lives.
I like that. I mean, obviously that sounds morbid. I like that the show takes risks and they don't. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Right, for sure.
And so going forward, all bets are off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shows sometimes when they have a plot element that they're going to get out, will milk it way too far, right? Beyond what they need to,
and
right?
That's boring.
Yeah, it is. There are sometimes the dark night of the soul is like, does this need to be 7 episodes long?
Yeah.
Famously, the Walking Dead, right? That for season 2, the first half of season 2, it's like, okay, we're all just sitting on a farm, all wondering what we're going to do next.
Where are the zombies?
Right? Can we do something next? Or,
exactly.
One of our favorite shows ever, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
After Mike makes his kills his first innocent person, we go through a long run of him being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Before he gets it back together, right? And it's like, do we need 4 episodes of Mike being a power drinker before we realize that we get it?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad this show doesn't really do that.
It doesn't, but like it kind of does in a way where like everything escalates.
Right.
So one character is not changing, one character is not suffering, but several different characters are suffering for different reasons. Right. I mean, you look at Stan on the show. Stan is just as dirty as them at this point. Stan's killed an innocent person.
Yeah, Stan's getting dark. And by the way, just FYI, we both agree that Better Call Saul is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. So my criticism of that little weird arc is not a criticism of the show overall. It is one of the best shows ever written, and it should have won multiple Emmys by now.
Might be better than Breaking Bad, honestly.
Might be better than Breaking Bad. I think that's fair. Sorry, getting back to what's important.
Exactly. But still, I think it's worth talking about because a lot of these prestigious shows we're watching, they're in conversation with one another. I mean, like these showrunners are not stupid, not just watching their own shows. They're watching a lot of stuff and they're pulling inspiration. Obviously, this is on beforehand. Actually, no, it is beforehand. I think Better Call Saul's like 2014. But Breaking Bad was around,
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of that informs what you can do on TV. This show is pushing boundaries, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Almost all of these shows are brainchilds of The Sopranos,
The Wire, Oz.
Right. Yeah, those old those old HBO prestige shows that got the serialized television show going.
And I like that. It should be an evolution. We should be moving forward with this kind of stuff.
I should watch The Sopranos at some point.
You need to. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, honestly, like I've seen it, but like if we did something where like we watched it together for the first time, and I just don't pay attention about the episode, that'd be kind of worth watching.
Yeah, I should just watch it and do it on the channel just by my lenses. Like,
I would watch
an exclusive. Right?
I'd watch every episode. It's awesome.
But yeah, I think we set up some interesting things in the last episode. Chris is gone, and it's possible that like he's kind of like a bit of a moral sinner for Stan, and that he kind of talks Stan down a little bit a lot of the times. He was like the voice of reason sometimes for Stan.
Sure.
Now Stan ignored him most of the time, but he was there in that role.
Yeah.
And without that, is Stan kind of off the leash a little bit.
Well, also Chris, he put a lot of bad ideas in his head too.
He did.
He did. And I think that Stan heard him, obviously, but chose to ignore him. Now that he's gone, he might choose to listen to him.
Yeah,
in a way,
Right. I think we're going to see a more brutal Stan moving forward.
The gloves are off.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. He clearly took the death of Chris personally.
Yeah.
Which, let's face it, for a guy in law enforcement, then him on a personal vendetta is dangerous for everybody involved.
Yep.
Including his own team.
How is it going to affect Nina?
Right. How's it going to affect Nina? How's it going to affect his family? How's it going to affect the FBI? How's it going to affect Philip and Elizabeth? How's it going to affect everything moving forward?
Stan might blow his life up here.
Yeah, I mean, Stan could kind of be a bit more monomaniacal than he has been.
Yep.
And that can be a mess.
I agree with you 100%.
But we'll see moving forward here.
Yeah.
Do you want to welcome a couple of Patreon subscribers for the last few days, guys? So A, Joseph Smith, Coma, and the Dave Abides. Welcome, guys, and thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Name gets me every time.
It's good.
If you're watching us here on YouTube, guys, welcome to our channel. If you'd like the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we watched or watching, check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. If you in this episode and want to keep going on several more episodes, they're over for you on Patreon. Just jump over. You'll have to watch on your own streaming service along with us. We're of course watching on Hulu, home of all things FX.
Yeah.
We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive. Several shows over there.
I'll tell you, 30 Rock is great.
It's a good time. For those of you back on Patreon, we're on episode 10. We're going to go and start here in 3, 2, 1.
Doesn't look so bad.
Let me know when you want to switch.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We both need rest.
What do you think the odds are that at some point one of these two are the ones that killed Gregory?
You know, I think the obvious choice is Philip, but I think it's
I see a world where she does it too.
me too. I think that's a smarter choice.
But he did a lot for this department and for this country. And now here's what we're going to do for him.
Things are going to get ratcheted up for sure.
And we are not going to rest until they are behind bars. Or even better, until we zip them up in a body bag.
For an eye, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't leave the whole world blind at all. You know, yeah. Totally a good idea.
Well, you look at Noah Emmerich and you see the shows like, I didn't realize how big a man he was.
That's all right. Yeah.
Why is this like the first show that seems to be taking advantage of the fact that he's an intimidating giant?
This is the only time he's like portrayed intimidating too. I haven't seen a movie brings that way.
Body, and it wasn't in his apartment. He always wore the ring.
We're on it. If it's out there, we'll find it.
Well, it is out there.
Sit.
By the way, you murdered a Russian agent.
Yeah.
When they start killing
no
our
one
men,
is
then
accusing you of anything. I'm on your side.
I did not expect that.
I didn't either.
Yeah?
FBI, open up.
Stan, that's not funny.
Yeah.
How did you know I was here?
If I can't find a travel agent staying in a motel under his own name, then I'm in the wrong line of business.
That's fair.
No offense, Phil, but this place is kind of depressing. City or a town, you're always in the same place.
It's like, Stan, do you have something you want to talk about?
Yeah. What's going on, Stan?
Pretzels or nuts or something?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Do you want to go out to a bar, Stan?
Yeah, no kidding.
They'll have nuts.
Probably a vending machine around the corner.
Right? That's true.
He was stabbed.
Who did it?
Bad guys.
It's true. You can straight up ask him to see if he knows. Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of future in my sleep tonight.
He's kind of out of it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's also trashed.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. Thank you.
You want your beer?
Look how tall he is.
Yeah.
I mean that sincerely. Thanks.
Of course. Sure.
I'm kind of heading for a Hank and Walter White situation here when he finds out at some point in the
That
run of
is
the
the
show,
vibe
right?
that I got.
Right.
In
At
the
some
first
point.
episode,
Right.
you know, like
what happens when he knows?
I lost my friend. It's a really bad day, yes?
Yeah.
yes, it's a very bad day.
How do you think she would react if she knew that he's the one who shot him?
Oh, she'd think he's a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like I'm bugging.
I don't know who killed Vlad, Nina. If I can find out, I will let you know.
Will you?
Nope.
Yes, we're not monsters.
Oh my God.
I want you to find out what happened to Vlad. How this happened. Will you do that?
Do you think it's gonna make him feel guilty?
I will.
I think he'll feel a little guilty, but there's no way he comes clean.
No, his eyes. He's got his eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
You do not get to speak to me like that. Are we clear?
Hello,
Dad.
You and I are not done.
That's you know what? That's good parenting. He's not
Yeah.
spanking her. She's just giving her the business.
Right.
To school. Hey, champ.
Hey.
I think she handled that great.
Yeah.
She was the anti-Betty Draper.
She was. Yeah. I love that he likes jazz. That's awesome.
Interesting signal worked out there.
That's smart.
Yeah.
The music.
Wiretap won't get anything out of that.
Trunk stripped of carpeting where you find a ring and your first move is a pawn shop.
VIN numbers are filed off.
With the VIN numbers filed off,
We're in trouble, bud.
Honestly, I think the guy really didn't do that much wrong. I'm sure people do just dump off their junkers, and he
I know, but like, you gotta think who was murdered in this thing. You know what I mean?
probably. The hook is
I want to ask you again. Who dropped off this car?
Look, like I already told you.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that coming.
Yeah.
They came violent last night. I don't know names. I swear to God.
See? That wasn't so bad, was it?
It's getting stuff done. All right.
I guess. Oh, Stan.
I know. Look, it's not okay, but he's getting the job done.
Right.
Like,
It's like 24. Like, I hated that show. I just thought it fans like, do you know what I want to know? I'll shoot you in the leg if you don't tell me.
literally, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like torture every episode.
It was.
Who else can I tell, you know?
And he sees this as his opportunity to make his move.
Gregory, dude.
No, I can't. I'm a mess right now.
You'll be okay.
So if they look at the mugshots and they see Gregory's picture,
I guess you have to wonder if Gregory's been arrested. I mean, the only way the mugshot
sure.
works is if he's been arrested, I guess.
I'm thinking
It's gonna blow over.
it might be somebody that works for him, you know?
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Stan's seen him before.
Yep, that's the one he was chasing.
Yep.
That's kind of what I thought, you know?
Yep.
Working for Gregory.
In the opening, yeah.
He followed you?
Only explanation I can make sense of.
Didn't you grab him?
He's a little fast for me.
Yeah. He took off running.
Yeah. Yeah, Stan lacing with the track shoes.
Yeah. And we thought when the guy ran, it was like, okay, at some point he's got to be the link into
It was
everything else,
Too
right?
big of a story to not
Right.
just follow up on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
warning in the neighborhood, yeah.
We didn't have people out front too.
That's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm glad you took a team up, but
Not one of them's like, hey, you should probably stay here.
right.
Why? Like, he's in dress shoes this time though.
Yeah. And there's an awful lot of cops there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went back.
Should have let me catch you the first time. I'm upset now.
Yeah, Stan, that was a bit of a run there, man. Take a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know, this time he caught him because he had to backtrack.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you chasing him?
Yeah.
There's no way.
I'd be so out of breath. I'd be like, all right,
I have to trash talk, but just give me 1 second. You suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
you're going away. It's the fastest man alive.
Tell him the truth. Nice apartment, regular stipend, but he won't be rich. Language lessons for as long as he needs them.
I don't buy that.
Won't have an office at Durchensky.
Won't buy it.
They already killed one woman.
That's
they
what I'm
promised
saying.
to take. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
After the first 2 years, he'll be fine.
But he was also loyal to the cause, and the lady wasn't. These two are going to fight about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's more personal, the sides they're both taking on
Of
it,
course
for
it is,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you've somehow kind of been tricked into this, well, you might want to speak up.
That's clever. Yeah. That guy's got crazy eyes, doesn't he?
Yeah. Be like, no, I don't know what I'm doing.
You and I don't have much in common. Americans, right? Right?
Get me fired up and be like, yes, sir. What do you want to know?
It is a big question if Chris knew exactly if he thought he was working for drug dealers, if he knew he was working for
Yeah.
the KGB. Yeah.
How much does Gregory tell him?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We would probably take you cross country by car.
Moscow, Elizabeth. I mean, can you really see me there?
I want to talk to you.
It's gonna go bad, isn't it?
Gregory's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot closer. Fresh start in Compton. I can change my identity, my name.
Gregory, this is bad. The FBI are out.
They can go to LA. Yeah.
It's like John Hamm said in The Town. We're a national.
Yeah, exactly, right?
If you ask them, they'll do anything for you.
Not true.
How about you tell them the truth?
I
It's
always thought
Moscow
that was,
or
yeah.
it's a bullet.
I always thought that was kind of hokey when people are like, "Yeah, I'll just get plastic surgery on my face." Like, is that even a thing?
Right.
I can't. I gotta.
She has kids, man.
Gregory. All right, so I think he pretty much just sealed his fate there.
Even if she doesn't care at all about Philip, and I think she does, she's got 2 kids. She can't just run away with her boyfriend
She
to
definitely
start a new
cares about-
life.
She definitely cares about the kids.
Right. Much more than him.
Yep.
Gregory Thomas.
Blood, you know.
Oh, yeah.
His last known political activity was the
Yikes.
protest march on Memphis City Hall with Martin Luther King in March of '68.
Curtis gave him a quick.
Yeah. He won't give up Elizabeth. There's no way he gives up Elizabeth.
Means a lot to meet you, Gregory.
You know what? It may not be either one of them that kills him. There may be somebody else there, if he says no, that's going to do it.
Could be her, man. She's savage.
She is savage.
She's
isn't
very
she?
savage.
And why you want to go to California instead of Moscow, of course. I wish with all my heart we could make that happen.
He's in a safe house. There's no way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's no way they're going to find him like this.
You're more scared of him than I am. And I'm the one willing to take the risk. The problem is the risk isn't.
Big picture.
Yeah.
If you have any last thought to run to California, please understand that the FBI will follow you to the.
Yep. Yes.
Put evidence in your apartment, linking you to the murder of the FBI agent who was bleeding in the trunk of the car your people disposed of.
Oh, wow.
Cops at your doorstep. We won't have to worry about them following it any further and getting to Philip and Elizabeth.
I mean, that's good.
That's good. If they get him out of the country. Right.
You guys don't mess around, do you?
No.
No.
That is actually brilliant.
It's really smart.
Throw the trail off because he's burned already.
That's what he signed up for.
Yeah.
Just wanted to live for something. And I've done that. Okay.
So he's just giving up.
I've had my differences with her, but if this ends the hard way, I don't want her to have to do it. You'll be there?
Of course.
I don't know, man. I mean, Elizabeth is so strong. I think she might want to be the one to do it. You know, like
Yeah, it's a tough one. She might insist on it.
And if
you know?
Gregory wants to die, he might want her to do it too.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to speak on.
Russian girls. You're all tough, huh?
I feel like Claudia's killed a lot of people herself in her day.
I bet. Yeah. She's like John Wick.
Yeah. She's got a back full of tattoos.
That's the next episode. Just her doing pull-ups, prison tats all over. I think she's buttering him up, and then she's gonna have to.
I think she's going to be the one to do it. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Find somebody that will love you for being so strong.
I think Philip does. I just, it's just a different. It's a tricky.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different than what Gregory cares for.
You know they put the FBI agent's murder on me.
I had nothing to do with that.
It was a smart thing to do.
It was. I really agree.
I'm gonna walk right out that door, find some men with guns, put an end to this hunt so you can keep doing the job that you were sitting here.
Oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself.
Suicide by cop.
I trust you. But you know I can't let you.
It ain't up to you, Elizabeth.
Actually, it is.
I can't! Gregory, please!
You can.
Well, no. We got right to the end of him quick. This is all happening so much faster than I thought it was going to.
He's right. And I know him. He's always done everything he said he'd do.
What happens if he gets wounded and arrested and taken to a hospital?
Yeah. I think he'll be quiet, but at the same time, you're right.
He needs to die. I can't believe I'm saying that. But
In
the narrative.
In the narrative, yeah.
It's
It's
dying,
like Dustin Hoffman in Stranger Than Fiction. You gotta die.
yeah, exactly. Hollywood die, guys. Not like, not like yay death.
I love
murder.
Derek Luke.
Oh yeah, he's
Remember,
great.
Friday Night Lights, good stuff.
Oh,
Miles.
for sure.
Well, they're gonna let him do it. Okay, cool. Well, let's hope this goes well.
It has to. Are we going to see it? I get showing us, and I get not showing us. You know,
Watch Gregory be like, "Tell them everything."
Oh, shoot, I know Russians.
I want to say this poor guy. 'Cause
I do feel like this poor guy.
he's
You know,
a communist sympathizer, but it's like, all right,
he's also a believer. You know, he's not a monster.
yeah, this is gonna be the guy that does it.
Yeah. Is he armed? I mean,
they have a description out on him too, probably.
Right, for sure. I mean, he can't get arrested. That's important.
He cannot get arrested.
Right. So I'm assuming he's
But
armed.
also, if he's gonna go shoot some innocent cops, that's not cool. You know,
I don't think he will.
Oh, you think let's pull it, and then yeah, I got you.
I think he lives till he's surrounded, and he does a Jeremy Renner, and just,
town.
Yeah, exactly.
I surrender.
Yeah.
Pop in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they've known each other for probably 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, she recruited him, man.
Yeah.
In many ways, that's the only genuine love connection she's had. I mean, she has one with Philip, but it's different with Gregory. It's real.
No, she fell in love with Philip by knowing. I mean Gregory when she kind of met and worked Gregory. Yeah. Okay, so he does have a gun. He had to, right? Or is he just grabbing at something else to make it look like he has a gun? Oh, he does have a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man! You don't need to actually be killing people.
Well, in his position, cops are the bad guys, so I get it. But what did that guy do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like you guys shouldn't have let him walk out to do this because now it's some innocent guy's shot or dying, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather they have just done it.
Yeah, truly. Oof. Oh,
there you
man.
go. Yeah.
Some good squib effects.
Yeah. I love a good squib effect.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you, Paul Verhoeven, for showing us the way.
The best. The best squibs, yeah. That and Die Hard.
And 209.
Yeah.
And Die Hard, right?
Yeah, Die Hard's. That was McTiernan, but still, you know.
Right. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I hate CGI blood movies. I get it. You don't want to clean everything off and reset,
Right.
but it looks so phony.
It looks very phony. The squibs are the best.
Yeah.
What sucks is she's going through all this and she can't tell anybody about it. She can't talk to anyone about it.
I know.
She just has to eat it, you know?
Yeah. Good choice of them having, you're right, she has to eat it and they're eating dinner, you know?
Right? So sit there and have the awkward dinner scene where she acts like nothing's really wrong.
Yeah. This episode was kind of a short one. It kind of flew by. You know? I feel like
it did.
They covered a lot of ground in 50 minutes.
Well, it's kind of like we said last time. I didn't expect the Chris angle to become an issue and wrap up so quickly. I didn't accept the Gregory one to do the same thing either. It was all in this episode.
Now, somebody on Patreon a while ago said that the show kind of pulls a West Wing where there's some characters that aren't going to be around going forward. I'm assuming this is who they were talking about.
Chris and Gregory. Yeah.
Gotta be, right? I mean, I get it. I mean, their characters were important to the episode. I don't know how they're important to the show in general.
They're there as plot advancement for sure.
Exactly. And so the fact that you get big names, Derek Luke is a very famous actor,
for sure.
Same with the actor who played Amador.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
I forget. He was in some MCU stuff.
Yeah, he's been around for sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a telltale sign in shows when you have a guest appearance by a celebrity. It's like, oh, they're toast. You know what I mean? But I didn't think that was the case with these guys. I thought they would be around for a couple seasons.
Well, we've lost so many supporting actors this season already.
Yeah,
I feel like there's no choice moving forward but to introduce a bunch more. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Like we're gonna have. It's not gonna be like like a procedural where it's like new spy of the week, but they get really old.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna have people kind of come and go because as things descend in the Cold War.
And as the show goes on, I mean, like, I don't know how after this first season, a celebrity or somebody watches it and goes, "This is amazing. I want to be part of it."
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then it was acclaimed.
That happens on comedies a lot, right?
It does.
The show takes off. It's like, can I get a role on that?
Exactly. You know, like in dramas too. I mean, like, you know, on Succession, Adrian Brody shows up. You know,
John Hamm very famously watched the first season of Black Mirror and like got on the phone, is like, can I please talk to whoever's making this show? And he ends up not only on the show but also like being a producer, and they moved it to America.
I had a conversation about Black Mirror the other day. Actually, I watched the first episode.
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I get it. I'm more of a Twilight Zone guy.
Sure.
But
It's about, I mean, the we don't have to get into this obviously, but it's about like blaming you, the viewer, for even like, you're just as bad as everyone on this episode.
Yeah.
You're the voyeur still watching this.
Yeah,
I think exactly. I thought it was brilliant, but that's not
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
I only watched the first episode and I was kind of turned off by that.
Keep going.
Gotcha.
But because obviously it's different.
Yeah,
story
it's an
every time.
anthology.
Right,
Sure,
right.
sure.
But no. Yeah, losing Gregory this fast and losing Chris as fast as we did when it became clear that that's the avenue we were taking, and they don't waste any time doing it. It's like, man, stakes are high.
Yeah.
And this show's not going to drag anything else out when it becomes clear what the direction we're going is.
No, sure.
And I love that.
And I don't think Philip and Elizabeth, I don't think they're stuck like this for a while. He's still at the hotel, but I think he comes home eventually.
I feel like we're on our way there now. I feel like what he did for her, for Gregory, there. I mean, there's the look between them, and then her kind of being, you know, in pain during dinner.
Yeah.
Well, Gregory's right. You're going to soften on him. He's going to be understanding. He's going to be, you know, he's going to be there. No one else is after I'm gone, and that's the direction you'll head. And he's right by the end of the episode.
You know, it seemed like it was genuine with them wanting to send him to Moscow.
I think so too. Because he's a hero.
I didn't buy that at first because I was like, well, they killed that one lady, but she wasn't anything.
She wasn't right. She was just the wife of one of their assets,
and they delivered the baby. So
they saved his kid, but not his wife.
That was a tough episode.
That was a tough episode. Gregory, on the other hand, was an American citizen who did
a hero,
right? Who did work for these people.
For years,
and
didn't ask for anything in return, really.
No.
Well, he wanted to go to California, but obviously it's not
right. You know. That's unrealistic. You're going to get arrested by the FBI in California.
Yeah.
No matter how many new driver's licenses you get.
Yeah.
But he would have been a hero, I think, in Moscow. Like, this is a guy that, you know, I mean, look at the, you know, post World War II. Some of the people, and some of them weren't great, by the way, that found their way to the United States, who were on the
NASA.
Yeah, exactly. we're on opposite sides, but did things for us to help further the United States interests, which is what Gregory did for the Soviet Union there. So he turned down a life he could have had because he just didn't want it. He's like, I'd rather just be done. Which is crazy because he's like 28 years old.
And I think a part of that is he wanted to be with Elizabeth too.
Sure.
So I think he's like, if I can't have you, I just good.
Yeah, right. It's like there's a path I want my life to take, and this isn't it. So
you can't blame him. I mean, well, you can't blame him for killing innocent people. That sucks. But
yeah, that bothered me at the end. And again, it's not supposed to be a happy show where everything goes perfectly.
No.
I totally get that. But when they're like, yeah, we'll let you go ahead and do this thing you want to do. And he, at least, I mean, I don't know, you know, we saw nothing but the guy get hit and fall. We don't know. But he is an innocent guy that gets shot in Gregory's glorious, you know, romantic ending.
I get it. Before you guys say anything, his relationship to police officers is probably not the best.
Right.
But in terms of just a random guy.
In terms of the world, this was a random guy that got injured or killed rather than, you know, for the same end that would have happened if Elizabeth or Philip would have done it themselves.
Yeah.
So, and which does suck. I'm sorry, that sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah,
it really does.
This is just a guy that went to work and now he's at least on his way to the hospital.
Got a family, you know.
Right? Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What's the difference between him and Amador?
Yeah, we're not big fans of innocent people dying, even when it's like fiction like this. It's like that sucks.
And we've said it sometimes in the show. That poor security guard that got murdered by them.
Security guard just doing his job, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But you know, like they've lamented several times in this episode, the world's a dark place.
They reminded us of that plenty of times. The world's a terrible place,
but I get it. You know what I mean?
I liked it.
No, like I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying, you know, every time I hear that in a show or movie, I'm like, yeah, I gotcha.
Definitely, the characters are expressing their feelings.
They are, and you know, Stan expressing that to his wife makes sense because she doesn't really get it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure she has some sort of understanding about it, but at the same time, she really is in the dark on all this
Well,
stuff.
as far as details, for sure. As far as the gory details, he's not a guy that shares them.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in other shows, right? I remember I'm totally blanking out, but we've seen that like I don't want to take my garbage home, so
Sure.
So I bought right exactly. So I bottle.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, guys, thanks for being here with us. If you are on YouTube watching this, you can jump over to Patreon right now and catch the next several episodes if you're so inclined.
It's over there.
We'll catch you in the next one, guys.